How's it going, everybody? It's Shinigami here to bring you another fun-filled episode of the One Piece chapter review / also read-through. I mean, maybe I might end up having to change the fucking series of all this because I am reading the fucking chapters. So, for anybody that wants some voice commentary, it's not even commentary, I'm just actually reading it, but you know what I mean, narration, alright? We are here with chapter 1135 of One Piece, titled Camaraderie Toast. Now, this brings us to a T of the Elbaf arc because things are starting to pick up. We're going to start seeing dominoes starting to topple. Things are getting set up. And something tells me that this will be much faster than Wano, significantly, obviously, and possibly even faster than Egghead. I know some people have it in them that this could possibly take a long time, but when we have heard what Oda has said before, that, you know, even with Louis Arnett kind of little teaser that, you know, don't linger on this island for too long, otherwise blah blah blah. It kind of tells me Oda's telling himself, we're going to be here maybe about a year, right? And within that year, we're going to get as much done as we can, development and all that stuff, but, you know, the focal point isn't to stay here that long because there's other stuff that will build upon Elbaf significantly, right? I mean, spoiler, as far as the chapter's going, we already have insight that this Shanks character, right, is trying to meet with Loki. Now, as I was proposing in my previous theory video, is this Mosa, right? As we'll get into it, we will see some interesting information. But without further ado, let us begin. As I said, One Piece chapter 1135, Camaraderie Cups. And luckily we get to see our girl Otama putting in the fucking work on this motherfucker here. One Child Yamato and the Holy Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 21. I'm stronger than I was before. And again, Otama being a true Konoichi, all that practice is fucking paid off, and look at her pulling off the fucking stuns, kicking, like, come on, this is beautiful, especially for someone that was so defenseless. It's beautiful to see her finally blossom into her own and start to get some strength, right? This is where people start being like, all right, here's One Piece Shippuden, because then that just fucking means that we'll have her and some other fucking child characters like Colin and shit being in it, whatever. Let's keep on going. Shit, I can't fucking help it. Sorry. The letters are huge. The Giant's Well of Wisdom. Chopper says, it's hard to make out. Bybelot is the library master. Woo! They say he's been here for hundreds of years. All we can say for sure about him, all we can say for sure about this owl is he's gigantified any book. Ooh! Bybelot, head librarian of the Owl Library. He gigantifies any book that enters his territory. News coups don't come to Elbaf since it's not part of the world government. Talking about Big News Morgan. But sometimes the fisherman brings some tiny papers back here so we can read them. He must have eaten the rare fruit and becoming a nocturning owl. To think, even inorganic things can grow with his power. That's a great ability for this kingdom of giants. And as we kind of see here, Lilith kind of flying around, and maybe that's not Robin. Robin's over here. Who knows who that is? Maybe that's Bonnie. I don't know, but I know there's some people here. Feeling nostalgic? Yeah. As we see here. I hope they had medical books here. I know we had a few, but it was archaeological and historical works. We've got some medical books native to Elbaf too. Wow, I can't wait to read them. Although these books were already large, so we can't really shrink them down. What? And then we just see Luffy having a fucking ball. Yahoo! God! Wah! Right? And they're all fucking terrified, and even Usopp is just there like, we're gonna fucking die. Right? On this fucking swing. Push harder! Harder! And I'm sure that's Luffy. This giant swing is the best! And then you see Nami immediately after just fucking, we're very sorry. Can't you see that they're scaring them? Hey, I wanted to stop too. This is fucking Usopp. And then we see here Gerd consoling the fucking kids. Wow, it was so scary, Miss Gerd. Aw, you poor thing. Hey, it's shameful for a warrior to cry, says Luffy. Back off, Luffy. These kids were raised with nothing but love and kindness, says Sanji. And then you see that fucking brat just, come on, it's universal brat behavior now. I guess, says the kid in his head, smirking. This is a bit of a letdown, says Usopp, or Luffy tells Usopp. Yeah, but it's not like a peaceful Elbaf is a bad thing. As we move forward, you see someone pound their fucking sword on the ground. There you are, Straw Hat. Gah! And you see him flung back. So much for peaceful. And then Colin, you're wide open. And there he goes and takes a swing, and then you just got fucking Luffy just fucking deflect, armament hockey, fucking broke his fucking sword. And then Colin is just like, huh? What? Third gear. Gum gum. And then he pops that motherfucker. Elephant gun. And he doesn't actually hit him. He hits the ground, as just more causing a kind of like what's it call it? The burst of the fucking air basically is what pushed him back. The shockwave. There you go. Don't overdo it, you dummy. I didn't even hit him. That's not the point. You're gonna be in trouble, says some of the kids. It's good to know not everyone in this around here is spineless, says Luffy. That Luffy is a meanie. I hate violence. That was so cool. You're an emperor, all right, says Colin. You're just as bad as Colin. Our resident delinquent is here. Why do you have to pull these stunts and ditch school? Shut up. I hate weaklings like you, says fucking Colin. God, he's such a brute, says this little girl. And then we see then we see Ripley over here. Colin, don't cause such a scene. And then we even see the but that was a solid strike. Mom made all your favorites. What? You're a mom, Ripley? And then we see at least you're teaching your son the right way, the old ways, says Luffy. Aren't you gonna tell him to apologize for the sneak attack, says Sanji. It's pretty good. And then as we go on, Colin goes and says, did you know my father was a human too? Huh? Wow. Lingonberries, I'm so happy. And then as he goes on, Ripley. Colin does say, he used to be a pirate and he didn't fear anyone, not even the warriors of Elbaf. Your dad's human? Says Sanji. And Ripley answers, my husband's much younger than me. Our marriage is more informal because of the age gap. He always said it'd be weird to make it official since he'd be the only one to ever grow old. Is he for real? Whoa, even the library is awesome. And then again, we kind of get like a cutaway from here to what happens, where Luffy goes to the library. But this is something interesting to take into account, right? So, Colin is officially a half-breed. He is half human, half giant. But he definitely seems to have that giant aspect to him because he matches the size of all the other giant kids. And there is no sign that he is like a buccaneer, because even Kuma wouldn't be this fucking big at his age, right? So that's where it's just like, what is so special about Elbaf that causes these actions, these reactions? And obviously you have Lilith there to be able to try and explain the science, but like, how much can she really explain away? Fucking, yeah, devil fruit abilities, but like the fucking rainbow bridge. And some of the things like the cat turning into a lion. I mean, like, maybe that was a devil fruit, but I mean, it seems kind of weird. And then as we'll see with some of these other things going on, it just blows my mind. Whoa, even the library is awesome. These books are huge. And we see Robin just here. Luffy, I want to talk with Saul a little longer. I'll meet you at the feast later. And she's being very nice and cordial. There she. Those guys party for 3 days straight, so we'll have plenty of time. I'm staying too, says Bonnie. Got it, says Chopper. Don't worry about me either. I'm going to hang around and get my residence permit, says Lilith. Me too, says Bonnie. And as we're going along, we see Frankie over here just excited. Ow! I also got some business around here. This entire kingdom is an Atom tree. And then we get a visual of the treasure tree Atom, how fucking huge it is. That's the same kind of wood which the sun is made out of. Yeah, there are a few Atom trees around the world, but the age of this wood is off the charts, says Saul. I want to learn more about these treasure trees while I'm here. No worries. We'll just go ahead. I gotta eat before I starve. I'm on my limit. And you got Gerd saying, I've got something for y'all. What is it, Gerd? And, kind of like, wait, before you guys leave. And then, we get the apparel upgrade for the official Straw Hat new look. And it was copyright back in was it April? No, it wasn't April. I think it was like September that we saw some copyrights go down for Straw Hat, the Straw Hat crew having Elbaf attire. We finally get the official look, and here we got Brooke, Robin, Frankie, Jinbei, finally finishing out the rest of the crew that didn't have a proper attire. And then we got them saying, yo, this is excellent. I look more like a warrior now, don't I? Damn right, Brooke. I'm feeling stronger already. Say, how come you've got clothes our size? And then you got Robin here. They're wonderful. Thanks, Gerd. And she's over here just saying, I'm like making human clothes for fun, but that's all it is, I swear. Kawaii, you guys are so cute. I'm glad you like them. And then even Jinbei's like, it's surprisingly comfy. As we see later, Luffy and them are going down the fucking, with the fucking rowboat that floats. All right, we'll meet you guys at the village. And then, they're all just, see you later. Finally, we get another little cutaway to these possible clone Shanks or brother. But I'm going to go ahead and say he's a clone, because that's my theory. It says here, I think it's Quest, or is it Oast? I don't see a little, dash there on the O, so maybe it's Oust Castle near the Western Village. Hey, what are you twerps doing out here? We guards can't let you roam free, Are you part of the Straw Hat crew? What business have you in our country? We're looking for the one called Loki. And then you got the two giants over here. Loki, why would you want to see that criminal? And then the other giant goes, our country suffered greatly because of him. He's the Kingslayer fiend who killed our beloved King Harold. That's why this castle's so empty. Then will you tell me where he is? We can't do that on the off chance that you escape somehow. So, you won't tell me? Sorry, this is a waste of time, says the Shanks clone. And as we see here, I think it's, I don't know which one of them. I think it might have been the girl that does this. You just see them go, do. Huh? Nope. This has to be some kind of joke. And then just bog. All of a sudden, this guy's fucking arm just bends back and he's like curling in pain. It hurts. Huh? What's wrong? It hurts. And he's just begging in pain. This is what happens when you're too rude and prideful. I wasn't really asking before. Gah! And he's in agony. This time, I'm ordering you. What's going on? And cut away. Again. So, this doesn't defer my fucking theory video, which is good, but bah. Crazy shit here happening. and it's starting to build up. Western Village, Elbath. We've come a long way from the East Blue. Yeah, we finally made it. Hey, the Straw Hats are back. And you got Usopp and Luffy. We always dreamed of coming to the country of giants, the homeland of the world's greatest warriors. And you got Dory and Groggy. We've been expecting you. After all, you small folks defended our pride. And then we have Kashin and fuck the other guy. You freed us after all. We were fooled. And then Hiruden. And you saved me from being erased. A bunch of the other giants and everybody else and the Straw Hat crew saying, all of us would like to officially welcome you to Elbath. And they're just happy, the Straw Hat crew. Whoa, we may be small, but you aren't looking down on us. She. Here's to the great pirate Straw Hat Luffy, one of the 4 emperors, and to his crew that took down the monsters Kaido and Big Mom at Wano. Rah! And then even Nami's just like, wow, this is crazy. Raise your camaraderie cups for the Straw Hat crew. Wow. Cheers. And then just clashing of the cups. And we see on the last panel now here of the chapter, Bagago, you're really living it up. It seems the Straw Hats have returned. We see Luffy here being talked to by this other guy here. Huh, aren't you the giant that was caught at Sabaody? That's right. Call me Stetson. After Hiruden told me you were gonna be under your umbrella, I knew it was fate that brought us together back then. I'll definitely repay your debt one day, thank you. And again, Stetson. It just hair changed after a few years, you know? Refresher on Stetson, a childish friend of Hiruden that was captured while napping and brought to be sold at the human auction house, which again was freed by Rayleigh, but also because of the disturbance that fucking Luffy caused. Due to another incident, the Straw Hat crew caused a commotion that allowed him to go free. Oh, I see. I'm glad what we did helped you. Are you having fun? Elder Harold is here. Huh? Who's that? And then we finally get a nice introduction. Mount Beard Jarul, hero of the giants, the oldest one of this world, 408 years old. No, not the oldest ever, but I'm just saying he's the oldest alive. And we see Dory here. Bagaga. It looks like we have some tiny guests. Sorry, says Jarul. And then Dory over here. Elder Jarul, you made it. And then Usopp and Luffy are just like, that giant's built like a mountain. And they're just flabbergasted. Hey, there's a sword in your head, Gramps. Oh, this old thing. I'm lucky my helmet saved me. But it's going right. But it's going right though. But it's going right through. Like, bro just has a sword through his fucking brain. An overwhelming impact. Jesus Christ. Again, I'm sorry for my fucking voice. I am a little sick. My daughter got me sick, but man, I couldn't skip out of this chapter just seeing what the fuck's going on, and the fact that we get more introductions of different giants from the past. Yeah, this is definitely good. And finally and foremost, one of the crazier things, we get a little bit more development with that Shanks clone that I was talking about. But yeah, I would say Elbath is starting to pile up as a snowball would and get bigger. It's going to start feeling a little bit more impactful from some of these things that are going to be happening. And all of it because, well, I don't think Oda wants to linger too much on Elbath because all the expectations that have to be met from previous arcs and the payoffs that are going to happen in this one, right? We have things that were happening from, well, I guess you could say the Reverie, and even before then, Little Garden. So how much of this can really be said is not to be expected, because there's a lot to be digested here in this, arc. Are we going to learn more about Sun God Nika, or is it just what we have is what we have, because I feel like when more of these giants see Luffy for his other appearance, which has been dubbed his freedom form by himself, then maybe we might get a little bit more backstory on Joy Boy or even Sun God Nika, because they were not the same. They were both two different fucking characters that existed at different times. One very well could have been a giant, though, with a giant spear and a giant sword. And what do we see going through the fucking second layer to the bottom layer? A giant fucking sword. So why would it not be plausible that Joy Boy was a giant when we also have the giant straw hat that is at Marijois stuck in a fucking ice safe by Emu? Like, how does any of that fucking make sense if he was not a giant and the previous user didn't have a fucking straw hat, right? Last but not least, again, because I'm not discussing the fucking clone Shanks thingy, but with Mount Beard Jaru, the craziest thing for me is, could this have been one of the last, I guess you could say, residual things that happened? Like, could the sword stuck in his fucking head been because of Loki, and it's only because he was there that helped stop Loki from, running amok in Hellbath? I don't know, but I would like to believe it. This could have been Loki's doing, fucking the giant goddamn sword in his head, but not actually being able to kill him. It's wild. That's what we're at right now in the story and the developments that can happen. But as it is, this is the last chapter for the new year, or for the end of the year for 2024. It has been fun. It has been crazy. And I just want to say thank you all for watching any of my videos, and stay tuning to the end, because not everybody does, and not everybody really watches these. But I am grateful for anybody that has stayed tuned this long and has supported me, right? I am nothing without you people watching me. So my most grateful gratitude to being watched, listened to, and heard. With that being said, this has been chapter 1135 of One Piece Camaraderie Cups, and hopefully y'all have a good night, good evening, and good morning, and we will see you in a new year from here. So until then, good night. See y'all, folks.